Then sometimes when I try to practice watching my or being aware of my 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 thoughts. Um, it's just that sometimes I find it a bit difficult to tell the difference between whether if it is actually my thoughts or whether if it is awareness.
Yeah, don't try to make it complicated for yourself, because you are always aware, right? You're always aware. What happens is that sometimes we get lost in thought, right? And you have a whole movie playing in your head. That's okay. It's nothing wrong about it. Because a lot of people try to tell you, or try to tell us, that we don't have to have any thoughts or anything. That's not that's not the case. That's not how it works. You will always have thoughts. You can, later on, they will become less or more useful to what you need, but still there will be thoughts. Now, when you are engaged in a like strain of thoughts, that's not the problem. But then when you come back to yourself, just try to spend as much time and just being aware, because you already are. Again, I repeat myself so often, but there is no effort in being aware. Awareness just is. It's just knowing, you know? So when you are in so-called resting awareness, then you should notice how a thought comes in, right? It presents itself. It's a thought about whatever, your mother, for example, or a thought about something that you want to do later in the day, or something that you have to do now. See, you and awareness notices that thought. That's it. So there's no, in this moment, there is no judging of it. There is no problem with it. There's just a knowing of the thought. Okay, here it is. And then it goes away. And that's the only difference. See, when you have this strain of thoughts, awareness is still knowing them, or you, better said, you that awareness, you are that. And then you have the thoughts, but you forget. you forget that you are the knower of the thoughts, and then you get lost in them. And it's okay. Then you come back, and you come back, and you come back, and don't be hard on yourself. And try to stay in that. It's it's difficult to say, because there is no doing in it. And this is one of the misconceptions. You don't try to do it. You don't stay in awareness. You are the awareness. And at some point, it becomes very natural and very easy to abide as that awareness. And actually, all the challenges that come to us during the day, I would see them as a big present, as a big gift, because they they teach us everything that happens in our lives that is trying to take us away from being, from awareness, is teaching us to more and more stay in awareness. Can you follow? I would see that as a gift, the challenges that come to us, because then sometimes in these moments also, like, big emotions come up that are like your whole system is engaged. And then it becomes really challenging to, to abide as awareness. But this is the fun part. When you catch yourself, and you will more and more, I know that you guys do, when you catch yourself, you will still have the awareness, and you will have the anger, or you will have the excitement, or you will have the big thoughts, but there is still that. Try to, people try to control things, but it's not about this type of control. It's more of actually the opposite. It's the letting go of the control. Okay, letting go of the control and let everything else happen, because for example, the anger or frustration or whatever comes up, it has a moment when it starts, and then it becomes big, 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 and then it also has a moment when it resides and it goes back. All the while, even if it is just a little bit, remain as that awareness. And this ability will grow and grow and grow. It's, I wish, I wish it was like this, and only for very few people it is like that. And even then they go through a phase of readjusting. The whole system has to readjust. But I actually find that the slower way, the gradual way of always coming back to awareness is actually, I find that better, because how to put it, the adjustment that happens inside of you is in such small increments that you don't notice the big jump. And then when some time passes and you are again in a, let's call it, challenging situation, then suddenly you will feel the difference, and you're like, interesting. Normally I would go crazy now, and I would start a fight or scandal, or I would have an outburst of emotion. But somehow I see all this happening, but I'm not so much touched by it. Right? Actually, you're never really touched by it. Okay? You awareness. I'm talking to you awareness when I'm talking to you. So you are never touched by it. And this is the way that we can go through the day, letting go, resting as awareness, letting go, resting as awareness, letting things happen, because the things, whatever happens, anyway, it happens if we try to take control over it or not, right? The tree outside will grow, the rain will rain, you're going to the bathroom, you have to take some food at some point. See, these are all processes. And of course, then in the middle of this, you have some small decisions to make. Am I going to eat a pizza now, or am I going to eat a burger? So, with some fries or whatever. Yeah. So it happens, and then it becomes a very enjoyable process, because if you disconnect the mind from like thinking that it is the so-called doer, then everything is a very nice surprise, and it becomes very enjoyable, like 2 days ago, I was sitting outside on the veranda, on the terrace, or however you want to call it. And I was just sitting there, and one of the neighbors from the other house was walking down the stairs, and he said, "Hey, man, I'm leaving on Sunday. We have to meet before that. I want to give you the keys to my apartment so you can look after my apartment during the time that I'm gone. And I was like, all right, okay. So later in the evening, I went to his door and knocked, hey, what's up? You got time now? And he said, yeah. You see, nobody expected, and we had a wonderful conversation. Did not expect that to happen, could not control it. I was just relaxed being. And then this life offered itself in that way. So again, to close the circle, there's nothing bad in having thoughts, and there's nothing bad in like losing yourself in the thoughts, because you're never lost yourself. It's okay. It's just like another movie. It's another movie playing itself out inside of you. So be gentle and kind to yourself, and then again return to just resting, peace, being.
I'm confused because I can't really tell whether if I'm creating so many mini thoughts
Yes,
about about
your
it, or
your mind is used to labeling everything. So the moment when you catch yourself, that is awareness. And the next moment when you say, oh, that was a thought, that is a thought. It's the next thought. But it's also known by awareness. So in time, it will go away. You see,
okay,
again, I'm going to repeat, we're trying to separate the act of spirituality or awareness from life, and that is not possible.
Mm.
When you say to yourself, I'm going to do a meditation session, I'm going to take 10, 20, 30 minutes for it, and you sit down, you're not separating yourself from life. And then when it's over, you say, okay, now I go about my day. No, it's a continuous process. Okay? The meditation actually never ends. But because we need, as a human being, we need tools. Okay? We need tools, and meditation is probably the easiest and most gentle tool that we can take. And there are different techniques that lead you to meditation, let's say, and different traditions that lead you to meditation. But from that point on, there is nothing and nobody that can tell you anything when you are in that space. Okay? And this sense of space and being, this is what you take out into the world when you leave your meditation. With this, you go. And over time, it accumulates. And like I say, less and less things will take you away or have the capability to take you from your being. It's I would lie to you if I would tell you it's always easy for me. It's not. No. I'm like you and like everybody else. The same problems, the same difficulties, the same struggles. And I think the only difference between somebody who is pursuing spirituality, or however you want to call it, is that you just continue. You don't. Anyway, in this case, you cannot give up. There is no going back. There is no going back from this path, I'm telling you, because even if you have like a time period where you say, okay, I'm so done with everything, and I'm so done with the world or whatever it is I'm doing right now, trying to pursue some spirituality. I'm going to go crazy now, and I'm going to, I don't know, smoke and drink and have party. Even then, it will not stop, because after a while you will come back. Maybe I've had these experiences. I've had. So it doesn't stop, and it's not, like I said, it's not separate from life. Nothing is separate from awareness. Everything happens inside of awareness. And awareness is very easy, and I'm sure you both and all of you have this experience. It's not possible that you do not have this experience. While you are, for example, now, while you are listening to me, you are in that state. See, there is no effort in it. There's just, you could, how would somebody call it? Maybe heightened awareness, because they try to separate states, but it's just an open state where you are aware of a speaker in that moment. That is awareness. And the same you can do throughout your day. You are aware of your surroundings. You are aware of things that are happening. You are aware of yourself acting in this world as a system, body, mind. You see? Even of that you are aware. And this is how it goes.